Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick.
Lion.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Tide Hunter.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Invoker.
Dire team pick.
Bat Rider!
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Vengeful spirits.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Ogre Magi!
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Venomancer.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Templar Assassin.
Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Imber spirit.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining.
Drow Ranger.
Grace to you.
Thirty seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Well-gotten gains.
Right, so let's go into the drafts. We do see a TA and an Ogre Magi mid against an Invoker, and the Ogre looked like he was gonna camp a little, but I guess it's a bit difficult to help out right now when his level is so low and Invoker has such a long range. Top, we see the Lion and Ember Spirit versus a Tide Hunter. Tide Hunter is perfectly capable of 1v3ing top, since the Ogre is just rotated up. And as long as the Tide Hunter pulls NC, gets a bit of EXP, it should be fine. Bottom lane, we have the Vengeful versus the Bat Rider, who's gonna... so Vengeful manages to get the last hit, and the Vino, using all the spells, does contribute as well. So bottom lane we have Drow VS, which is a very popular damage duo, and the Vino, who is now off to control the rune. Drow, Vino, and VS. I think we're gonna see them take the towers and Rex down very quickly. I wouldn't be surprised to see by like 20 minutes to have all the outer towers down. Bat Rider, even though level 1, or rather, well, I guess they're both level 1, so Bat Rider at level 1 is actually very possibly able to take down the Vengeful Spirit, provided the Vengeful Spirit doesn't have any backup. And you saw them in a 1v1, Vengeful's HP was like super low, and she had 6 stacks on her. So I think we'll see during the resume what happens. The Bat has no EXP at all, so she's nowhere near getting Firefly to escape from this, and I think she's gonna go down as well, again. So mid lane for a while I was a bit confused because there was an Ember and there was a TA, but looks like they've decided to let the Ember go on up top, and you can kind of see the synergy that the Ember, Ogre, Lion, Bat and TA will have. Bat and Lion are actually going to be very capable of jumping opponent carries, which is going to be very effective against the Drow, because the Drow is actually very immobile. And here we have Sunstrike coming out, which hits, and Bat Rider goes down again. Well, she didn't have anywhere to go. She went aggressive on the Vengeful, kind of forgot about the Vino, and just dived too far trying to harass. Top lane, Tide is actually doing quite decently, somewhere in the mid of net worth chart, and she just goes in and gets some EXP. She'll hit 4 pretty quickly. She knows the Lion has just used the stun. She could actually go and steal the creeps like what she's doing. So this is another reason why you shouldn't just spam your spells, especially when they're low level on NCs. It's just not worth it, and it just gives opponents a reason to come for you. So TA and Invoker mid actually looks like the TA has been winning. I think the Invoker's Forge Spirit was trying to deny the rune, but I guess she didn't micro it, so TA manages to refill her bottle. which is quite crucial for her. And yes, my overlay. So you're gonna be treated to a very long overlay. Drow has picked up power threats, which is a pretty good option for her because it helps add to the HP, damage and attack speed. And this ward here should have seen the Vengeful plant this ops here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a D-ward coming out soon. The top lane looks like the Ember has overtaken all their heroes to be the top net worth right now. And Tide is still not doing too badly, just slightly behind a Solo and Invoker mid. So Bat Rider has already died 3 times. I wouldn't say it's a successful off lane for the Bat Rider. And it doesn't seem like the supports have been stacking up NCs, so it's gonna be quite difficult for her to get back in the game. Especially since the supports at bottom are not rotating. And we see the TA coming in with a haste, manages to take out the Vino and is now going for the VS. Drow comes in for a Frost Arrow hit but has to back off. Ogre as well has rotated to the bottom. I think they've probably realized that the bottom's getting too much out of this, and the rotation from the TA came out at a perfect timing with the haste rune.
Denied.
And the TA is back to mid lane, just setting up traps for visibility. And in the top, the Emma has switched off the Aquila, probably to prevent creeps from pushing too fast, since giving the Tide any more EXP will mean that Tide gets 6. I guess it's an inevitable thing, but this kill on the Tide is gonna slow down that level a bit, especially with this wave coming in right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So I think the Tide was just probably really trying to get that last few bits of EXP so that it should be 6. So Vino and Drow rounding the Bat Rider once again. Bat Rider is 3, has Firefly, but the damage output is just gonna mean that the Bat dies for the 4th time. Bat's actually making up all the deaths of FourZeroZone. An Invis rune on the Ogre. There's nothing much to do mid because Invoker is playing really far back. And Tide has decided to go to NC. Net worth of the Tide is slowing down now. Still managing to keep somewhere in the mid level of the chart, but slowing down. I think the kill really set her back a lot, but at least now she's 6. Amber is 7. It's 1008 gold on her. And Lion has more or less been babysitting top.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So this tower is gonna go down. I don't see anyone planning to TP in to save it. And Bat gets taken down in the process as well. Cancelled TP from the TA because there's just no point going in. And I believe the second tower will probably go down as well, simply because they know the TA has no more TP. And cause the Bat died. So if the Bat comes in to try to defend this, I think the Bat's gonna die again. Level 4, cannot really do anything, especially with just boots. Lion rotates in as well. Level 5 does not have damage output right now to do anything. And Bat Fire flies in together with the Ember. Ember dies, however, leaving the Drow with just a little bit. And the Drow manages to take down the Bat as well. Tide comes in with Timely Ravage and a cancelled TP. The Ogre cancelled the TP on the Vino, manages to take the Vino down. So the Tide backs off, manages to stay alive. And that's a pretty good rotation
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
from both Ember and the TA.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Unfortunately, I think everyone wasn't in the right
Dire's
position,
middle tower is under
and the
attack.
wards from the Vino
Dire's structures are
was
fortified.
hampering the movement of Bat Rider.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But that rotation is, well, I'm not sure if it's really gonna cost because Invoker still doesn't really seem to be picking up that well. But any rotation away from mid normally allows the other mid laner to pick up more than the mid laner should be allowed to. TA rotating top, allowing mid to be pushed. Invoker has Midas, so she's gonna catch up quite quickly. And these are where the rotations are gonna hurt ladies for 0Z. VS going in on the Lion. Sunstrike comes in. It would have hit, but Lion was already dead. And I think GG's gonna be decently happy with that pick off since the Lion was just out of position. So after taking the bottom towers, we see GG coming in top. They are probably gonna be looking to take the towers top as well. I think they found it a bit difficult. They just smoked up under a ward and they're rotating mid. So there was a ward here that should have seen that smoke, because they did it just round the corner here. So if they know that smoke's been used and that the supports are mid, they should have definitely gone on the draw. But it's too late. We have the two supports coming in. Vino starts off with the Gale, and then a swap comes in from the from the Venge, and TA is taken down. Early dust, very important as well, to reveal the position so that there's no way the TA can hide. And there we have the towers going down very quickly. Forge Spirits and an Exhort Invoker
Dire's middle tower is under
deals
attack.
an immense amount of damage. And the supports have rotated back up top. Terror, Silence, Frost Arrows. The Lion is one hit from death and does go down. The Ember, however, autos up and comes back in. Tight Ravages. And a Silence going off once again on the Ember. I think the Ember is gonna go down this time. Not so lucky anymore because there's no more Lion to distract. Ogre comes in together with the TA. And we have Vengeful going down. The Drow is being chased right now. And one more hit from TA takes Drow down. Stun coming out from the Ogre. The Tide is in trouble. The Tide does go down. But even so, you see the top net worth heroes belong to GG still. It's thanks to the towers that they've been taking down. And the kills on the Bat Rider. Speaking of the Bat Rider, let's see what she has. 800 gold, infused raindrops. Nothing to make an impact right now. A smoked up Lion, probably going into ward. So with a smoke like that, she should have risked going in all the way and planting one somewhere in a more compromising position, I guess.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The traps have enough visibility around the river area. It's what's happening further back at the towers that you want to see. Ember has a BOT, choosing mobility over damage early in the game. And GG chooses to back off. Navino's wards, spotting out movements and rotations. And Navino just TPing away quickly. Invoker now soloing Roshan. Has Forged Spirits to tank up. But Forged Spirits are sitting right on top of a TA ward, well, or TA trap. So they definitely know what's going on. Ember isn't moving yet. Doesn't seem to want to go in. And we have the TA who manages to get one hit off, and the Ember tries to go in for the Aegis, but gets ravaged and taken out before she can escape, and the Bat goes down once again. We have the Lion poking her head out and deciding, nah, I'm not gonna get myself mixed up in that. Dragonlance in addition to the Desolator. TA has a lot of damage output right now. Drow is carrying the Aegis. And the wards are gonna spot the rotation
Dire's top tower
up
is
top.
under attack.
So as predicted, we're on track for 20 minutes and all outer towers down for the Dire. I guess that's just the
Dire's
power
top
of
tower has fallen.
the auras and the damage output from Drow, Venge, as well as Invoker. Right, so all outer towers are down. And Tide, if the Tide is going for a dagger, she's very close to it. The TA knows that a rotation's coming out. Either that or she's going for mid. So Sunstrike does manage to connect with the Lion. Lion is taken down. While the Ember pushes top, we have a group up of 5 heroes for GG coming in at the bottom. And the Ogre is so tanky that the GRILLS hits didn't do as much damage as they could have done
Radiant's top
if,
tower is
say,
under
she
attack.
was hitting the Bat Rider or the Lion. This game is pausing, is messing up the center of my screen. I'm trying to show like the ward locations, but it's covering every single ward that I click on. So for some reason they know that there's a ward here. Or something. Take a look at the score chart. So TA is actually carrying the game with 7-1-0. VS doing good work with a 2-3-10 and 0 deaths on both Invoker as well as the Ogre. XP charts in favor of GG. Net worth in favor of GG as expected as well. And an item check. Invoker, Boots of Travel, picking up an Arc soon. Vino, item still quite open, maybe a Force Staff, maybe a Scepter. And Tide does have the Dagger, which is gonna be sitting in base because the Courier is here. But the Courier looks like it's going back to pick it up. So I guess that's good. And Aegis still on the draw. Ultimate Orb now, giving her lots of stats. I think we're gonna see this Sunstrike connect with the Ember once they resume the game. We have a Hood up on the Ogre as well, which just adds to the Ogre's tankiness. TA has 1.9k in addition to her damage items. She's going for damage and mobility. And the lion, level 7, hit dress and boots. So this pulse is technically not very fair because it has more or less caught up with the current game situation. But I guess we don't have any choice. It's actually quite unfortunate that the TA is the one who DC'd, because TA is the one who's more or less carrying the game. So level 14 TA, level 14 Invoker. GG has 2 level 11 cores, the Tide as well as the Drow. And for 4-0Z, Ember is level 11, whereas the rest of them range from 7 to 9. So this Stargirl is actually a support player. Interesting that she plays the mid lane for 4-0Z. And it doesn't look like she's online. So it's a pretty long wait for a blue screen. I'm actually just looking through because I don't want to stay in that screen anymore. There's nothing left to see. And I'm just waiting for the online to come back. So let's start taking a look at all the players then. So it's always very interesting to me how you could have played all support heroes and then you suddenly play a TA. Whereas if you take a look at Aurora's case, she's the farmer for GG, and it does seem quite consistent with her recent games. But well, okay, so she cannot reconnect and is stuck in a loading screen. Quite I guess it's quite a killjoy. So let me just find out what's happening.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Okay, so okay, game is back. I'm glad that they managed to recon somehow. And we see the first base tower for FourZeroZ is down. Aegis is actually still up on Drow. They can actually afford to force this a bit. They are gonna smoke and hang around behind the Drow. We see the Ogre thinking about it. Comes up, is just not out of position enough for them to go on the Ogre. We still have two of their heroes in smoke, which is the Tide as well as the VS. And the Drow is predictably going in front to just try to bait out some of the spells and take some of the damage for the team, since she still has the Aegis, and then we have the Tide coming in with the Ravage. Finger goes off as well. Bat is taken down very quickly. Ember backing off, and the TA just got swapped back in by the VS.
Dire's
So the
bottom
two
barracks
cores
are under attack.
of FourZeroZone, they're still in the game, but
Dire's bottom barracks
they are
has
helpless
fallen.
against the push from bottom. And one side of Rex is taken. And through all this, Drow still keeps the Aegis on her. We have a completed Arcanim's on Invoker. We have a Force Staff on the Vino. Drow has a Lincoln. The next clash is just gonna go more in favor of GG, I believe. Dagger on the TA. Still nothing much on the bat. Ember picks up a Claymore and a Perseverance. Ogre and just more wards, and Lion still nothing. So it's pretty obvious that item wise, level wise, it's in favor of GG right now. And Aegis is gone. It has expired. So now Drow is going to play carefully. But surprisingly, she's still the one who's leading the charge. I guess she knows that Bat cannot jump, Lion cannot jump. So she's actually quite safe if she times her silence properly. Plus, Dragon Lance gives her a lot more reach, so she can actually hit from further away. And she's choosing to just focus on the tower. She's missing quite a handful of the hits and changes target to the TA. Ravage comes in from the Tide on a solo TA just to get the TA down, and an immediate buyout as the TA comes back in. They know that Ravage is down, but can they make use of this
Dire's top tower
time
is under
frame
attack.
to make anything happen? So on the other hand, GG also knows that if they manage to take the TA out once more,
Has fallen.
they probably have the game. And Lion is almost taken down just by right hits from the Drow. We have a Mecha coming out, is healing the Drow a bit, but the Drow is actually on very low HP. VS coming in as well as Vino. Vino manages to get an ultimate off. And we have the heroes just clumping up together, just all in a mad rush to take out the opponent heroes. And a good game is called. So I guess we'll be going into the second game.
Radiant victory.
Quite a decisive victory